Hi, hello, I'm sorry. Hi, hello, welcome back. Crypto and Forex Passive Income, it's me, Deveraj. I managed to make it about 6 minutes 40 into Bitsaway's response video about Moonberg before I had to say something because the lunacy was just building up. I couldn't believe I was listening to such utter madness, but an otherwise intelligent man could actually believe it, you know. So essentially, you know, I mean, after you've listened to the Moonberg song, which is frankly pretty tortuous enough, but I don't want to be mean, you know. I mean, I used to be a little bit of a musician myself, and I know what it's like. Not all music is for everybody, but I struggle with it. But after you've listened to that, then Bitsaway comes on and comes up with this blinding bit of logic, which is what presumably he's been told by Tobias and Mr. Anonymous in the Moonberg team, which is that the reason why Moonberg has a lock-in period is because they didn't have an ICO. And if you just think about it like that, then it all makes sense. Well, I have thought about it like that, and it doesn't make one bit of sense to me. You might as well say, Bitsaway, you might as well say that the reason why Moonberg has got a lock-in period is because when they first started the platform, the moon was a quarter moon, or because Brighton and Hove Albion lost last week, or whatever, then that's the reason why they've got to have a lock-in period. It makes about as much fucking sense. It doesn't matter. They are just literally, you've got your 10 grand and they're literally got a fucking great funnel and they're just seeing how much bullshit you can swallow before a circuit in your brain starts to say, do I think this is really realistic actually? Given that I have a huge background in platforms and crypto, why don't I engage a critical facility to my brain for 1 second? Why don't you? Why don't you? What the fuck difference does it make that you've got an ICO? Makes no difference. This is really, really simple. If you've got a bot that can trade and turn over 1 to 2% daily, you do not need an ICO. You do not need a lock-in period. You do not need your own coin. You don't need any of these things. Simple as that. Simple as that. The lock-in period that will be acceptable for admin purposes, maybe a day or two, you know. And if you're claiming that the bot is somehow, you know, swing trading sometimes on a 3 to 4 interval, meaning basically it's waiting that length of time before the price correction happens that it's anticipating, you know, fair enough. But still, you know, it's like people are paying in and taking out all the time anyway. It's lost in the confusion. You're not going to be operating at 80% fucking drawdown, man, you know. I mean, like, just get a grip for a second. Now, fair enough, you know, I only listened to 6 minutes 44 of this madness and I couldn't listen to the rest of it, and possibly you come up with some blinding piece of reasoning and insight which devastates my whole argument, but 6 minutes 44 in, it wasn't looking very promising. And I figured you'd probably use your best argument first, and it is just awful, man. It's just awful. You cannot keep saying these things. I mean, I understand it's crypto and people have a right to lose their money or put it in and risk and whatever, you know. I mean, it's not my job to be some kind of fucking scam buster twat, you know. Car alarm going off outside. But, you know, it's not my job to be someone like that. And I'm not saying Moonberg is a scam, but there are some very fishy aspects to the stories they are telling. And they are not answering them, and you are not answering them. All you're demonstrating to me is that for 10 grand, you will believe fucking anything. I'm sure if Tobias rang you up and said, well, you know, the reason the Moonberg platforms had to have lock-in period was to keep the abominable snowmen out, you know, they were knocking at the door and they're trying to get in, you'd fucking swallow it, man, I mean it. It's like the whole critical facility of your brain has just been switched off because you've been given 10 grand. That's what I see, man. That's what I see. Like I say, I didn't listen to the whole video. I'm not going to invest 40 minutes listening to something when it starts off with such patent insanity. When you've already demonstrated that your critical facilities have gone, completely gone. You just zapped them away straight away. I don't know what it's about, man. Maybe you're kind of, you know, you've been telling everybody how great Moonberg is and, you know, you've taken the money and stuff, and now you don't want to climb down on that position. You just want to cling on to anything and believe. I can understand that, you know, We get identified, you know, with our arguments and stuff. But nevertheless, man, you know, I think you got to... You can't just spout off this stuff. You're not a fucking glove puppet, for fuck's sake. You know, Jesus. You know, it's like Tobias got his hand up there and he's just making you talk or something, you know, and it's just madness that's coming out. Okay. I said enough. I'm not going to listen to the rest of the video unless someone can précis for me some really convincing argument that makes it warranting my time, to be honest. You know, I can't do it. This argument you come up with is pure madness, and I defy anyone with a quarter of a brain and 10 days experience in crypto to think, or 10 days experience with bots, to think that this is a valid argument. It isn't a valid argument. It's just a joke, basically. It's an exercise to see just how much shit one YouTuber can swallow. Okay, speak to you later, guys.